Hello and welcome to Text Gathering Guide. In today's episode, we are going to look through some ways of increasing our gathering potential by using primarily coining methods. So we're going to look through the dirty of Evony of making us pay for our gathering speed or getting our resources more from gathering. So to begin with today, we are going to look at our sub-cities. So in sub-cities, we get this event every 2 weeks, which will last for 13 days, called the Historic City Searching. And in this, we can use our clues that we have got from gathering and killing monsters to bet on getting subordinate cities. So with these, there is only one that increases our gathering potential, and that is the Korean. So for players new to the game or have warehouses that don't give you a very high gathering storage, which we haven't gone through yet, so we will quickly have a look at this. As you increase your warehouse, this gathering warehouse capacity will increase. It starts off fairly low, but for the keep level that you are, it will be sufficient for what you need, and at a point it gets to a ridiculously high level of 120 billion. However, the keep level 45s are going to laugh at us thinking that isn't very much at all. But for most players who aren't coining, this will be perfect enough for you to gather as much as you want without having to worry ever about your warehouse capacity. So, going back to our subordinate cities, I'll just go here. So, the Koreans give you 3% extra resources from gathering per level of quality. So, the level of quality goes from white at 3%, green, which will be 6%, blue 9%, purple 12%, and then your gold is 15%. So these are going to give you a significant boost to your resources you are getting from the gathering. And as you can see, I have 9 out of 8 subordinate cities. This will be because I reached a certain rank. If I go to rankings, I can show you. I did reach Archduke, but then subsequently fell down the rankings. But because I haven't abandoned a subordinate city, it allows you to keep that city. However, if you were to lose one or abandon one by mistake, you would not be able to gain it back because your new max is 8. So once you have your maximum, unless you're going to get a significant increase or want to change the sub out, you want to leave it until you can get back to that level. And in the rank details, it will tell you how many subordinate cities you get on the left hand side, just in between march speed and traps. So currently I'm getting +5, Archduke will be +6, Earls +4, so basically you get one each one until Archduke, where Regent and Archduke are the exact same. So only the top 13 prestige players will get the maximum. But yes, so subordinate cities, great way to get extra resources. I have 9. If I got them all to gold subs, that's an extra 1.5 million per sub per level 16 tile, which as you can see would add up significantly. So that's probably the easiest one to get a hold of, where you just throw your city clues on, hope for the best, or once the spender has reached their maximum, hopefully they'll start distributing ones they win to alliance members. But there are other options as well. So another one, which is less free to play, but you can do it, is your spirit beasts. So once you get your spirit beasts to level 10, you unlock a feature called seals. And under seals, a few of these spirit beasts, so we have Nandi here, have a gathering speed attribute. However, for this, it will cost gems and a lot of blood crystals. Blood crystals are becoming easier to get in more maturing servers or mature servers. If you're in a new server, they will still be extremely difficult to get, but they are increasing the bosses that drop these crystals. But they are, of course, capped every day, so you're not going to get them too frequently. If I go to the attributes here, I can show you that the maximum gathering speed you can get from Nandi is 16%, and it's going to cost a lot of blood crystals to get there, because at level 11 out of 20 it's going to cost 430 to increase it one more. And then if I come to Chiron, I can show you it started off at 120, so it is very expensive. And moving on to Chiron, here's another one that has this gathering speed. So if you are looking for just gathering speed out of spirit beasts, Nandi and Chiron are good ones to get. And of course, it is better if you upgrade them together rather than maxing one out, because you'll get more bang for your buck when it comes to your blood crystals if you aren't spending masses. If you've got tons of blood crystals, go crazy. There are a couple of other spirit beasts that also have gathering speed. One will be Pegasus, which I'm working on currently, who will give you the same as Nandi and Chiron. Sorry if I've butchered the names at all. And the other one is the nine-tailed fox, who actually gives the best out of all of them. So I should be really working on her next, but I've always invested in Pegasus, so if you're starting out, this one is a great one to go for. Where is it? There it is. So she gives you 1% at each level, which maxes out at a lovely 20%. So if you're going to go for it for gathering speed, she is a great one to go for. However, when it comes to Pegasus, Chiron and Nandi, their ones are so nice because they also give you attacking Manta Troop attack, so it not only aids your gathering journey, it also allows you to be a bit more self-sufficient by helping you kill higher level monsters. And as much as gathering is great, once you reach a point in your server where tensions rise, people fall out, tiles get hit, you're going to want to be able to kill monsters. So as much as Nine-Tailed Fox is great, you might want to focus on the other three to get that mixture of being able to be self-sufficient when you can't be gathering. So to unlock the seals, they do need to be level 10, but and I believe you need a pasture level 30. But once you have those unlocked, you can go crazy and start upgrading them. Just make sure that it is the gathering speed you want and you're not focused on another part of, mainly in City Troop is the other buffs they give, or attacking buffs, because you don't want to wasting those blood crystals. They are very, very expensive. So moving on to another one that has free to play aspects of it. Just takes time, but of course it's very long if you don't pay, but if you pay you can get them much quicker, which is Civilization Treasure. So in this one we have the egg, and this gives you a use to activate. For mine it is level 2, I believe. Yes, level 2, so I can have a 10% extra gathering speed. It started off as 5, and level 3 will give me 30%. When you're getting these eggs as well, each upgrade will give you a brand new egg that you can get from gathering tiles, but it has to be over a certain level. So if you're gathering level 16, you will always get them, but you can only get a maximum of one a day. they do give extra resources or things like the returning horns. They also give extra like buffs for your marches, such as the march size, the attack, HP and defense. Unfortunately, I have used all mine, so I don't have any to show, but they do give just a little nice surprise each day. But of course, I've been playing on this server for about a year. I've managed to get level 2. I do have quite a few saved up because I wait for the quarterly events where you do get a special event, which gives points when you open fragments up for these. But I'm not going to be hitting level 3 anytime soon. So for us low coiners, free to play players, this is just going to be a nice addition once you get it. But it is there. For example, if you do get level 2, it is an extra 10% gathering. Another one similar to this is in your art hall, and this is your art treasure, Mona Lisa. This one is easier to upgrade because you can get these from monsters every day. However, it is capped, but it is quite a high cap, so unless you're in a super active alliance, you might not even hit that cap every day. So it does depend on how active you are, but of course, if you pay for it, you're going to get a lot more from it. So this one gives gathering speed, but also the one that probably a lot of people will like more is the extra resources from gathering. If I can show you from the levels, it starts off at 10% for both and slowly increases with the gathering speed, overtaking the resources from gathering straight away at level 3 and starting to boost up from level 4 onwards. Now this will be one, again, a lot more pay to win than free to play, but it will slowly increase as you play the game as well. Now, moving on to the really fun ones, which are the purely pay to win ones, and we will go cheapest to most expensive. If we go to login gift, we'll go to the monthly card. So this is a £5 card, which will give you a plus 5% resource gathering speed, along with some other goodies of research speed 5% and construction speed 5%, and a daily claim of gems, resources, source of life, refining stones, advanced speed ups. I will leave you a decision if the pack is worth it in your currency to buy. Personally, I wouldn't get this, but if you feel like you do, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. The other one is, if I can find it, the Empire Depot. So under this, you can either buy all of them at a discounted price or get them individually. But the resource ones will give you an extra 40% gathering speed for a week, along with the keys of conscription, and then 120 million of that resource, and you can get 525 million, so an extra 75 million of that resource each day. So it's nice if you're really pushing on one gathering resource. So if you're building lots of cavalry and you want ore, it could be nice. And for the single price, it's not awful. However, obviously it is still a way of paying into the game, and for a month, obviously you'd need to buy 4 of these. It can get quite expensive, but if you can afford it, it is a good option. And if you can get all of them, they are quite nice. But there are definitely better ways of spending your money in this game if you do choose to do that. And then finally, for the most expensive option, we are going to valuable event, and then we're going to go to the King's Party. So this is going to cost you, at least in my currency, hundreds of pounds to get. So we want to go all the way down to cake level 8. This is the only surefire way of making sure you get these, but these are the officer equipments. And I don't personally have any of these. I've seen it on people that do have it, And they do have options on some of these to increase your gathering speed by up to 10% on the refines, and I believe it has some base attributes as well, similar to Champion's gear. So it isn't a massive jump, but still a jump that most of us will probably never make. There are other ways of getting this. I don't have them up right now, but you can get a event pop-up to spend £5-10 on a chance of getting one of those boxes, but the £5 one for me is a 0.2% chance, and then even the £10 one is, I think it was less than 2%. So it is a lotto draw on if you get it or not. But if you can, absolutely brilliant. But is it the best way to spend money in the game if you're a low coiner? Probably not. So this wraps up our video today on basically pay to win ways of getting resource gathering speed. I hope this has been helpful for people, or shows that as much as you can get extra resource from gathering this way, it is expensive, and only the mega coiners are really going to outcompete you if you're a free to play low coiner when it comes to getting that extra little bit of min maxing. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Have a great night.